Peace, 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 and love. What is good, YouTube family? Thank you for joining me again on my channel. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope life has been treating you good. I'm grateful for your time and for your attention. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, I want to get into the meaning and the whole subject of this video. So today I want to discuss my new services that I have just recently launched for my business, Chakra Crystal Gemstones. We just created 20 natal chart analysis reports, okay? And basically this is astrology based and psychological based studies that I am creating these reports from, and they're deep, in-depth psychological analysis of, you know, the 10 planets in astrology, which are the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. I am gonna kind of do a quick rundown of kind of how to order these forms, or how to purchase one of these reports from me, and just kind of show you the new website and kind of show you the new layout for the form, so that if anybody is interested or anybody just wants to have more clarity on how to get a report from Chakra Crystal Gemstones, i.e. me, then you can pretty much know how to do so. So I have up on my screen here my site pulled up, and as you can see, it's Chakra Crystal Gemstone. We have our address. This is some extra information if you guys just want to check it out, the About CCG page. But the main page in the main section that we're going to be focused on for this video is going to be the natal chart analysis reports, okay? And if you hover over this title, you'll get a drop down of all the reports that we have newly launched, okay? And I'm gonna go through one of them in particular, but for the most part, most of them, as you'll be able to see when I go inside of it, are gonna have the same format. And I wanted to also mention that this form and that these forms can be be used for multiple purposes, okay? So you can use this to gain more awareness about yourself, or about other person, or about, you know, your spouse, your kids. You can even utilize this if you're just trying to become more, you're trying to learn more about astrology, and you're trying to even understand how to read a natal chart and how to create see the full picture of all the planets. This can really help you understand more of that. My reports are designed to help educate and also bring awareness on a personal level, but also educate on a collective level, and just kind of bring more, kind of demystifying a lot of the notions around the planets, and bringing in and grounding the energy more, so that you can really see what we're talking about with each of these reports, okay? So I'm gonna go into the sun sign report so we can kind of go over that one together. Also, as you can see, we have 20 reports, but we have a regular report, which would be like for the sun sign, moon sign, Mercury sign, but we also have that extended report of the same sign. So you'll have basically 2 reports you can pick from, either the standard report, you know, or you can get the extended, okay? And we're gonna discuss what the extended report has as well in just a moment. So the first report is the sun sign report, okay? And it's going to be an analysis of the ego, okay? And basically we're going to discuss the house that the sun resides in. We're going to discuss the opposition aspect, and we're also going to discuss the square aspect, okay? And basically the house that the sun resides in will show what the ego is consciously focused on, right? Or it can show what can help the ego consciously evolve and mature, or what archetypes your soul is cued in on exploring and learning this lifetime. So basically, when you get this sun sign report, or if you are interested in getting it, you would get a full interpretation of the house that the sun sign resides in. And I just give you some key points that we'll basically be touching on as we're speaking on your ego, the analysis of the ego. And also this can apply to you, another person, a spouse, a child, even, you know, your pet. So as you see the words, I use like the ego, your ego, very interchangeably, but apply it as it fits for whoever you're interested, or whoever is interested in getting either report, you know. So also let's keep going forward, the opposition aspect will show what your ego desires in order to achieve balance. So opposition aspect in astrology is all about balance. You know, it's the polarity of whatever energy the sun resides in. So if the sun resides in the 6th house, the opposition is going to be in the 12th house, because that's the opposite house from the 6th. Okay, so we'll be discussing that opposite house, you know, and understanding what the ego really needs in order to achieve balance, you know. Also, we'll be discussing the square aspect. And the square aspect will show the challenges and lessons the ego will face, how to best overcome challenges, how to integrate life lessons successfully. So the square aspect in astrology is about challenges, it's about tension, conflict. So as you can see here, we'll be learning a lot of lessons. You'll be learning about, you know, the challenges that you need to embrace or overcome in order to become more balance within your ego, you know. So that's basically gonna give you a good rundown and gonna give you a lot of awareness about what you need to balance, what type of challenges you need to kind of be aware of, so that you can, you know, proceed forward more harmoniously in life, you know, more easy flowing. You know, you don't have to question so many things that are coming. This report will kind of give you more of an idea of raising your awareness as to why things are happening, and what these things that are happening are life lessons that are occurring are trying to teach you, you know. So it's a very, very insightful report and going to give you just a lot of awareness again, which in my opinion can allow you to have more freedom and more independence in choosing how you want to navigate your life. Because I like to say that a lot of my reports show you the lower manifestations of the energy and the higher manifestations. And when I'm speaking of lower and higher, I'm more so speaking of lower being like a lot of lower timelines, you know, or multiple timelines, not just one, you know, and then higher being multiple higher timelines, not just one. So I think my report allows you to kind of get a gauge on all of these timelines you can potentially attract or align with. You know, it's up to you, but I think my report is just here to kind of give you that awareness, so you have again more freedom and independence to choose the exact path or timeline you want to align with, you know. So that is to sum it up quickly, that is the sun sign report for the analysis of your ego. Now I want to get into this next part because it's really important, is how you go about purchasing this form or this report from me, utilizing this form. So you want to put your name here, and I have an example, you know, John Smith, your first and last name, date of birth, and this can also be your first and last name, your brother, your sister, your mother, cousin, your pet, child, you know, your work, your boss, whoever you want to put in here, you can put their name in there. Then the date of birth, we would like it to be in 2-digit format of the day, 2-digit format of the month, 4-digit format of the year. Make sure that is accurate. Very important. Birth city and state. So Austin, Texas, wherever you're from, Phoenix, Arizona, put that in there, your birth city where you were born and raised. We also need your time of birth. Extremely important. Without the time of birth, we're kind of missing a lot of the story, and we can get information, but we won't be able to go as thorough as we would if we get that birthday. So it'd be a lot of vague concepts, whereas I like from my reports to be extremely detail oriented. And even if it's something that on an ego level is kind of hard to digest, on a soul level you are able to tap more into it. So I feel like with the time of birth you're really getting into them soul details, whereas without the time of birth I feel like you stay on this surface ego level with the information. So it's really important to get that time of birth so we can go deeper as we're soul searching, you know, and as we're doing the report for whatever planet. Then lastly, or second to last, you want to put your email. Very important. That's how I'm going to send your report to you. And then notes, any special notes that you have. Maybe you want to include that this is for your child, or that this is, you know, a special report, or that you're just trying to be more educated on the opposition more so. Just whatever special notes you may have for me, this is a box you can put that in. And then you want to click to submit the form. Of course, I can't do it now. I should have kind of filled that out, but it's okay. Once you fill it all out, what's required, it will go through and it will let you know as a confirmation that it's been submitted. Then you want to go down here, and pay $10 for the sun sign report. You want to click to purchase it. It's going to take you to this one-time payment screen to pay Chakra Crystal Gemstones. Put in your information, pay now, boom. The report will come my way. I'll get an email. All readings are strictly confidential. All reports are delivered via email in video format within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Mostly it's a 24-hour turnaround, but depending on the scenario, it could be, you know, more information that I need to digest and sit with. So it could take up to 48 hours at the longest. But for sure, all of my reports are extremely confidential and, you know, extremely detail oriented, extremely helpful, extremely healing even. So that's gonna be basically the sun sign report and the gist of buying that or purchasing that for your benefit or for another. Also, let's get into the sun sign report extended, so you can kind of see what you'll also gain if you go with the extended report for the sun sign. So it's also an analysis of your ego. Okay, we will be talking about the house the sun resides in, the opposition aspect, the square aspect, you know, as we discussed in the original report. But we're also going to be discussing the sextile aspect within the extended, as well as the trine aspect within the extended. What are these? So the sextile aspect will show the skills / tools / gifts that you can utilize, you know, for your benefit, depending on whichever planet we're talking about. And in this scenario, we're talking more about the sun. So basically, when it comes to utilizing your ego, skills / tools / gifts, how to best utilize those, okay? And we can go ahead and just read exactly what you're going to be getting here. So the sextile aspect will show the skills / tools / gifts that can be utilized best to help expand the ego's conscious awareness, to assist with maintaining a healthy relationship with your ego's desires and wants, to enhance personal creativity and character. So I put skills / tools / gifts because the sextile aspect is going to show you one or more of these traits that you have at your disposal, but everybody has at least one, you know, so you could have all three depending on, you know, your chart. But again, we will be discussing skills or skills that you have or that you can utilize, and tools and gifts that you can utilize, right? Because it's one thing to have a skill or to have a tool or to even have a gift given to you, but to be able to utilize it is where it really matters. You know, you can have it all day and not know what to do with it. So we're going to really discuss a lot of that information here. The trine aspect is going to show talents and natural abilities that can be cultivated, okay, for your benefit. And in this regard, we're talking about the sun, so for your ego's benefit, okay? And again, you know, it's one thing to have a talent and be a natural ability of some sort, but in order to really utilize it, you want to be, you must cultivate it, okay? For it to be of a benefit to you, it must be cultivated, or it could be dormant, or you could be unaware of it, you know. So the trine aspect will show talents, natural abilities that can be cultivated to help trump over adversity and to help manifest and shine a light on the best parts of your ego. So that's basically what I was explaining. So, you know, you'll have a lot of awareness into gifts and natural abilities and talents with the extended chart that can help you get through a lot of those squares, those challenges, and those opposition. You know, it can really help you to balance more smoother, more harmoniously, more effectively. It can also help you overcome a lot of adversity that you may face, you know. So the extended is going to give you more of advice, I feel like, where advice and awareness, because you get it all. But the sun sign report is also still a good report to get if you just get that one by itself, because again, it will allow you to basically be able to become aware of challenges and things that you need to balance out. And you can always go further into your own self-discovery and your own research and come up with ways to utilize your gifts and your natural abilities. But the extended chart you can get from me personally, and I will kind of go through those things with you. And as we just read, you'll get all of that information included as well in that report, okay? And so again, the form is pretty much the same as the previous report. So you want to put your name, John Smith. You want to put your date of birth. You want to put your birth city. And I won't put all of my information on there, but you get the gist, right? You get the gist. But anyway, keep going through the report. I don't know why I even started it, but and then you want to click the submit it once you have did that, and then $20 here for the report, for the sun sign report extended. Click to purchase it. It's going to take you to the one-time menu to pay Chakra Crystal Gemstones. Pay now. Boom. Done. You know, and like I said, I will get that report back to you within 24 to 48 hours. All readings are strictly confidential. I take so much pride in helping my clients, and my ego is completely centered in my heart whenever I'm doing these reports. So it's completely heart-based services that I am offering, and I really admire the depth that I'm able to experience when I am going into these charts with my clients. It's like so much soul awakening that happens, not only for the client but also for me, and it helps me to even understand more of my soul purpose. So I really love to do these reports for people, these natal analysis reports. I'm so grateful that we finally got our own like standard and our own format established, so now we can really keep pushing this narrative and kind of keep demystifying the entire astrology, you know, community, and just understanding more of how we can best utilize it for our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, you know, because it's a map and a guide of the stars that can really help us to become more whole as we're, you know, living in this 3D physical experience, you know. So that's basically the gist of the report. My information, if you need to contact me, is also on there. Don't hesitate to hit us up. And without further ado, I thank you for all of your time and have a great day. Peace.